Hey everybody, good morning. I don't have a fun intro or anything like that for you today. Just some thoughts about the journal entry that I'm posting in Google Classroom. And then I also want to talk about a few things that happened over this weekend. So, thinking about this weekend, everybody, I hope you had some time to rest, maybe some time to relax, and hopefully you got some good food in your system. I was very lucky this weekend. Hannah, she made me a lot of delicious food. I feel very fortunate. We started a 1,000 piece puzzle that is currently dominating my kitchen table in the other room. And over this weekend, everybody, we found out from the governor that we're not going to be back in school together for the rest of this academic year. And for a lot of us, talking about your teachers, we kind of started to notice that things might head in this direction, but it didn't seem real and it just didn't seem possible, in my opinion, until the announcement actually came through. And thinking about this, everybody, I'm kind of sad about this. I like my job. And the reason I like my job is that I get to spend so much time in my classroom every week with people I care about, with people who I want to have the best things in life because I think you deserve that. Me and the rest of your eighth grade team, we want you to be happy. We want you to be successful. We want you to feel that when you leave high school and you go out into the world, that you're safe and you can take care of yourself. And the situation we're in, it doesn't take away from any of that. But to be honest, and maybe just a little selfish, we wanted to say goodbye in person. And maybe not how we're going to do it now through videos and emails and phone calls, stuff like that. I've had a great year at Churchill. This is my first year teaching in the Galesburg School District, and I couldn't have asked for a better group of eighth graders to welcome me to the school. You know, there's a lot of memories that I have from this year, and I'm just never going to forget them. I can't forget how we started with Divergent and people were eating up that book like hotcakes. I feel like with Divergent, some of us who were reluctant readers, you really gave that book a good effort. And I think it showed from when we talked about it and when we wrote about it. On the other hand, I also think about The Hobbit. Not quite as successful as Divergent. Maybe I should rethink how I teach The Hobbit in the future. But I really enjoyed when we did the choose your own adventure projects for our unit on The Hobbit. I thought it was a great break. I thought it was a fun opportunity to sit down with our friends in your classes and make cool choose your own adventure games that are still in classroom if you want to go back and take a look at them. And I have. I think they're interesting and they're funny. And some of you are so weird. But I love that because you're original and you're not afraid of showing those wild and wacky thoughts that some of you have floating around in your minds. And guys, as we think about this final part of the year, I enjoyed doing research, even though at some points it felt like pulling teeth, doing MLA format and the works cited and the citations. But a lot of us, we had the opportunity to do some research about a person who we think is interesting. And the presentations, they were the last ones you did as an eighth grader. And overall, they weren't that bad. Now, where we are at right now, excuse me, is we're doing poetry. And I love doing poetry with you guys. Some of you, you don't have a lot of experience with poetry, and for me, that was exciting. I like showing all of my students new things that they've never experienced before. Kind of like when we read The Lottery by Shirley Jackson. And so many people at the start of that story, they're just thinking, oh, I know what this is about. This is clearly about a lottery that we've maybe seen our parents buy tickets for. So why do I have to read a short story about it? And then at the end of the story, when the lottery is taking place and everybody, excuse me, is gathering stones and getting ready to cast their stones, it becomes something new, albeit a little scary, but still something new and interesting. And I could keep going on, everybody, about all of the memories that I have from this year. All the times I stood in front of the class and I felt anxious and I felt nervous and I felt like I wasn't a good enough teacher and I was letting you guys down. I also remember all the times I acted goofy, all the times you guys were acting weird, and there were times throughout this year when some of us, we were all feeling a little anxious about events and stuff happening in our lives. And I like to think we got through that. If not together, at least in the presence of one another. And I could go on and on about this, everybody. I don't really want to cry on camera, but I might do it anyways. So I'm going to sign off very shortly to keep those tears off this recording. So when you take a look in Google Classroom, everybody, you're going to see a journal prompt asking you what you think, how you are feeling about how we're going to finish the rest of this year. Take a look at it. You'll see my journal entry as an example, and I would also like you to type something up and respond to me. Because to be honest, for the rest of this year, I want to focus on poetry. I want to focus on showing you new things about drama, but I want to know what you're thinking for you getting ready for high school. You're going to get there, maybe not exactly how we originally planned, but it's going to happen. All right? So everybody, take a look in Classroom, fill out that journal, get it turned in by tomorrow or the very least the end of the week. All right? I care about you guys. Just to go ahead and say it, make a few of you uncomfortable. I love you guys. So make sure you take a look at the assignment and then reach out if you have any questions. That wink was on purpose to be creepy. All right? Bye, everybody. Is the camera off? No, I'm just like, I just want to know if the camera's on or the camera's off. Yeah, I just feel like the camera's still on though. Like you're telling me that I could start talking about that, but I feel like the camera is still on. Yeah, I know. Listen, Tiger